Brucey sees all.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Bruce sees all here. No, it's Bruce Worth. Or Bruce sees all. It's rare people use my name. Most people know me as Bruce sees all. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks to all new subscribers. I so rarely show NASA photos. On the right is the LRO picture of NASA. Um, and on the left is Copernicus with my 14-inch telescope. I think it's 120 kilometers wide, the image on the right. I can get as close as that and as wide as that because we're getting ideals of exactly how wide we are seeing. I'm talking about on the French channel too. Here's an X on the surface just below Copernicus crater where there are structures and objects with lines going to them and light sources. And this is very close up, pressed up again, beside Copernicus on the south side. We're on the west side right now. This is the west side seen from the northern hemisphere, of course, from here where I am. And look at the beautiful surface. It is objects. They are objects on the surface, without a doubt. It can be seen, even parts of this in the LRO photo, but honestly, not good enough. And it's not even that any tampering is being done with their photos, it's that it's the way it's being taken, right? There's many ways of seeing the detail. And of course, a NASA photo is black and white. You can't change them. They're made. The metadata is black and white. 90-degree angles on the surface beside Copernicus crater, all around Copernicus, light sources, connections, and everything. And when we look at it like this, we say, well, how can he be showing us a surface with objects if he's showing us a surface right here with absolutely nothing on it? Well, we see absolutely nothing around Copernicus crater, or hardly, but it's not that there's nothing. Those smokes, dusts, hazes on the surface, whether they are natural or not. You want to see an Earth-like view, guys? I love this area. This is south of Copernicus crater. Take a look at the surface. We see what looks like clouds. We see a green and blue surface, even browns. It looks literally like we're coming in for a landing from space to Earth. We see the colors, depending on your monitors, of course. Right now, I'm seeing an entire colorful moon. There is no gray or hardly any gray here in the photo right now. A lot of blues, cloud-like coverings here and there that we can really see them in detail. Again, top right, the LRO picture from NASA, and look at the surface of Copernicus that I captured on the bottom along the terminator line. So we see all this elevation with the terminator lines just showing us, there's no tampering. It's actually showing us the real structuring on the surface, natural or not. I always say that. It's just right there. LRO picture again of Promontorium Heraclides or Heraclides, however the heck you want to call it. They put the P on the area where I show some of the structures, and right behind it, that's right the area right there where I show some of the structures. So, hey, let's go see the structures. Here's the Promontorium. We're seeing it from a side view, so right there is the tip, and we're just off to the right, looking at the objects on the surface. No manipulation, a clear inversion, and here it is without the inversion. And I mean, either way that I show it, they're there. And it's not the inversion that's tampering with it in any way. And this smoke or haze and a color over the structures at the back of Sinus Iridum all around the mountain, and everything's hiding unless you zoom up close and you start to get signs of that blur inside of these platformed areas or whatever. Speaking of platforms or rectangular squares, I believe they're constructed, no matter what they are. Maybe it's something that was that landed there. Who knows? I doubt it. Right? Maybe it's square UFOs and they put lines going to it for archaeological reasons. I doubt it. It's definitely constructed. It could be advanced. Advanced on the moon does not mean recent, and we have no confirmation that they're 1,000 years old either. I'm not confirming any age to anything I find on the moon, even if it is symmetrical, because we just have no clue, right? Little bumps side by side under lines on the surface, on a colorful surface, not far from Mare Serenitatis. We're climbing up towards it there. That's that crater inside. On the bottom right there is Bessel crater right there. And I just love seeing the surface slowly like this. A little change of, my gosh, sorry. A little change of subject. First of all, thank you everyone that the new subscribers, the new people stopping by. I have a little problem. I'm getting 1,000 views a day, sometimes 1,500 views a day on this channel. So you guys can't do anything more because I know you're sharing it and watching the videos. But if you can, mention it to one person, mention it to two people. It will help. And every little bit that you guys are doing, it really is going to help this channel. It's my full-time job. This is the only job I have here on YouTube. And no, I'm not asking people to make me become a millionaire. I'm just asking you guys to simply come here for free and view the videos and enjoy them and to share them. And for whatever the reason, I'm being held back, shadow banned, whether it be government or YouTube holding it back. I do thank you for all the help. It's only because of my community that I'm here. Hyginus crater, that's where we are. Right there. We're climbing up the Hyginus crater. On the bottom left here, absolutely incredible, the crater there. You see the lines, the details, and well, we're going slowly by the surface. We're going to look at some cool things here. Hang on and check this out. If you look off to the left completely into the darkness, I'll get some circles up over it for you. You see a light source, some type of gas, smoke, haze, that's leaving a very colorful crater's edge. We can see that very often, and again, by taking the exposure down, really fascinates me that I don't think it's the sun that's doing that. I really think it's a light source on the surface. The Apennine Mountains right here with some beautiful color, and don't forget, it's just below the height of Mount Everest here on Earth, I think 10 or 12,000 feet lower, and because of the parallax and the foreshortening, so they say, it creates an optical illusion that we see high rising objects, natural or not, lying down on the surface because of that optical illusion, which would be the fact that I'm observing from Earth the moon. And the moon is a moving celestial object, and so is Earth. And as they're moving, depending on where they are in consideration to the sun, it causes that parallax or foreshortening effect. So I film along the Terminator line. It's that dark line that moves across the moon during the moon phase. And that's what's showing us all the elevated structures, of course, natural or not, on the moon's surface. It's really hard to understand why certain channels are talking about a lot worse than me seems, and they're still up. I think it really is because I'm able to show it with a 14-inch telescope. If I was able to capture a literal symmetrical object that looks like a building on the surface of the moon, like I have, more than one and regrouped in the same area, it could be stopping my channel from getting out. This is my full-time job, so I really want to continue doing it, and all you guys can do is keep up with the views. I mean, basically, I'm just saying thank you. This is Clavius crater, guys. What do you think? When you zoom up really, really close, the beautiful part, and again, depending on your monitors, telephones, TVs, there's a lot of color. You can see it in and around Clavius crater. You can see it around many areas. Let's talk a little bit about the field disturbance. But now here's the thing. How come the bottom circle has no interference and the top one did? Around that crater right there, we're seeing more oscillation, and yet we're not seeing any below. Many types of oscillations that we see on the surface, frequency, whether it be electrical, magnetic, natural, atmospheric disturbance, it could be a bit of everything, but we are noticing an oscillation more close to the craters, whether it be a heat source, whether it be heat that we're seeing between Earth and the moon. It could be, everything comes into factor. It could be so many things. But again, a magnetic or electrical field, look at the craters. And again, it's hard to understand this because it is natural that a telescope, that you see little craterlets doing that, because the telescope is trying to focus in on the big crater at the back and the surface, and those little craterlets are not quite being focused in. If you were to zoom in with your telescope into those areas, you are sure that you're going to see the craters. Those craterlets will stop disappearing and appearing and will remain on the screen, because now you're getting closer in to focus in your telescope onto those little craterlets. Daniel Whalen, thanks so much, you guys, for stopping by, for the support. They Live YouTube channel, thanks again. For whatever the reason you'd like to send me something, here is my mailing address.
This is Houston. Say again, please.